What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, Carlos has come clean. He admits to striking some content creators' channels. Thanks to Dr. Heavenly, she kind of outed him, okay? And of course, they drag Sweet Tea. It is interesting what they say about her this go round. And then they also talk about relationships. So I definitely want to get into it. Now, before we get into this commentary on these sound bites, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. You hear us content creators ask you kindly every day to do this. Even if you were to hit the dislike button, either one of those work the same, meaning that YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding love and marriage Huntsville and reality TV stars, celebrity tea. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely appreciate you and would love to have you. All right, and the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism, and definitely everything that I'm saying is alleged and just my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So Carlos actually admits to striking channels. Dr. Heavenly just kind of came off with the real, okay? And then he had no choice but to lean into it, all right? So we're going to play this soundbite. In the beginning, it is Dr. Heavenly talking very briefly about her Patreon. And then that makes her say, you know, and I'll do what you did. And then he goes from there. Here we go.
Get off my YouTube. Remember, I don't know if you remember this, Carlos, but remember when me and Cecil had a Twitter beef on the Twitter, and then he called Damon. Damon told me to get off Twitter. That's how I came on YouTube. So I started going on YouTube. Now he told me to get off YouTube. Now I'm on Patreon. Until they tell on me, I'm still good on Patreon, but they're gonna have to pay $5 to tell on me. They're gonna have to watch it. You know what I'm saying? And like if they record the whole thing, Carlos, I'm gonna strike their channel like you did. Cause ain't nobody gonna sit down. So you can see what the hell I said. And we're not gonna do it. First of all, baby. First of all, if you you are good. You are really good at this. You're really good at this. First of all, if you post my live podcast before I do it, I'm striking you down, baby. I'm giving you fair warning. And you know what's so fair? That's fair. That's fair. If after I post my podcast, do what y'all want to do with it. I don't care. Yeah, the clips are okay. Like you do a clip and put it on Twitter. Yeah, tell the people, but to sit up and promote and then put it out before I can put it out, then that's kind of that's crazy. But people do it, so you know. Well, listen, happy.
Okay, so y'all heard it there. Now, this is a huge, drastic change from his sentiment 3 weeks ago when they were live on a Monday night recapping an episode of Married to Medicine. And right in the beginning of the live, Dr. Heavenly says, okay, Carlos, they're saying that you're striking channels. Do you want to address it? And he put it on Discover. He was saying that Discover was striking channels, but everyone saw the documentation, the screenshot of YouTube notifying the content creator that the strike came from Carlos King. And when he was on Dr. Heavenly's channel a few weeks ago, well, they both stream live from their own channels, but 3 weeks ago when they were talking about this same subject, when he put it on Discover, he also started to go in on the millimeters without saying the millimeter name specifically. He was saying that, you know, some people, they talk about people, they call the police, and, you know, my raindrops, if they did that, I would say something, and his voice kind of trailed off. So now he's coming clean, admitting to striking channels where he felt like they streamed scenes from his podcast tour with Melody Cherie in Huntsville before he got to air it. Now, also, what he said in that same live a few weeks ago was that he planned on releasing the podcast footage on his YouTube channel. He has yet to do that. He has interviewed Cecil and Dr. Eugene from Married to Medicine. He, of course, has reviewed the Love and Marriage DC episodes. I've been looking. I have not found the podcast kickoff tour in Huntsville. That footage is not on his YouTube channel. So that was all cap. is going to air on the show for season 7, but now he has a different tune. What I also want to say, because he and Dr. Heavenly's lives are definitely pre-produced, especially anything that he wants to clear up or get somebody told in a passive aggressive way. They definitely discuss their lives prior to going live. I do feel like he was ready to come clean and admit it. I'm guessing it is because he knows that Maurice has filed lawsuits against some content creators. So now he's ready to man up and admit that he struck channels. I think that he's feeding off of Maurice's energy. And now he wants to say, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. If you post my podcast before I stream it, yeah, I'm striking your channel. Now he wants to admit it because of what Maurice has done. That is in my opinion. So now also, if you watch Married to Medicine, then you are familiar about this entire season 10, which is the first season for Sweet Tea. She is Dr. G, Dr. Gregory's new wife. And we all know that Dr. Gregory was once married to Quad from Married to Medicine. We all know about the dislike that Carlos and Dr. Heavenly has, in my opinion, for Sweet Tea. I know that some of the viewers don't see it for Sweet Tea. Some of them call her Lipton. Some of them call her unsweetened tea. What I respect about Sweet Tea is that she's not going to let the women on Married to Medicine sun her because she's 20 and 30 years younger than them. She's like a good 29 years younger than Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie totally comes at Sweet Tea as if that is her kid. And she's going to tell her to go outside and get a switch, and whoop her behind. So I'm glad that Sweet Tea does not let their level of education and their professions intimidate her. And she does not let the age difference intimidate her either. But she has definitely gotten dragged. I know that you all are familiar about the comments. They make subtle comments suggesting that like she's unhinged. They refer back to when she freaked out about her wedding venue changing and the price went up. Any bride would freak out about that. I've stood up in a wedding before. My friend she told me don't even ask her about the wedding no more. And I didn't. I just showed up at the bridal shower and the wedding itself. Okay, she told me not to ask no more. So that's normal for a bride to freak out. And then Dr. Heavenly let it be known that a psychologist was going to be on set for the reunion. And she was almost trying to insinuate like, oh, who's that for? So, and we know about Carlos's comments about what Sweet Tea should have put on her vision board because she wants to have a baby. And she and Dr. G have faced some challenges in that area, just kind of really out of pocket. So in this next soundbite, they're actually talking about this rumor that Sweet Tea's reads are rehearsed.
Speaking of price, there was a conversation about Sweet Tea allegedly wearing fake designer gigs and gowns and shirts and hats from the supermarket where people sell Louis Vuitton in the vegetable produce section. So, if y'all hear Carlos on my live stream, y'all can hear him droning the girls. No, I'm asking questions because allegedly it was said that Sweet Tea buys fake designer bags, and if it says Chanel or Cheerios. So we're just trying to figure out that if she's buying bags, are they Chanel bags? Are they Cheerios? Is it in aisle 5 where the produce section is? Is it where you buy frosted flakes? We're trying to figure out where these designer clothes are coming from. So Heavenly, what insight do you have? Okay, now this is one thing I'm gonna say for sure. This is not hearsay. Sweet Tea will tell a lie, because I know for a fact this ain't no hearsay. She told me that she was outside the grocery store and she wanted some nice things and she was buying purses from the man outside the grocery store. So I know that's facts. Now, whether she did it or not, she told me that she did. She said those things. So, and she said she wanted nice things. Sweet Tea got a regular job. I mean, she probably make $40,000. That's fine. I mean, I ain't saying nothing wrong with that. But she wants the nice stuff like, I got the 7,000 Chanel and blah, blah, blah. And my whole thing is, I got this shit, but I'm not a label whore. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't fiend for that. But she wants nice thing. So she went, to the people, the people down at the grocery store, and she said it was some Africans out there selling, and she copped her a bag. What type of bag was it? Was it? I don't remember. Don't give me the line. I want to say Chanel, but I'm not for certain what type of bag she said. Okay, we need to know if it was Chanel or Cheerio. Was it Fendi or Frosted Flakes? These are things. I'm not doing this with you, Carlos. We're not doing it because you got to know if she rocking Fendi or Frosted Flakes. I don't know. Is the bag imported from China? Not Dentist the Menace. And you know what? I saw that Sweet Tea put this on her Twitter, I think. But these are the words of Mariah Huck. You can't tell me they not. You can't tell me Mariah didn't give her these words. Because this sounds like Mariah right here. But I love it. And it's the Menace brings you a threat. Do you think Mariah is feeding Sweet Tea lines? They say on her live she admitted to it. They say on her live, I ain't seen it, but the people have been sending me the clips. They say her and Buffy have admitted to helping Sweet Tea with her reads, but she can't land them. That's what I'm saying. Hold up. That's what the people saying now. Raindrops. I'll go do the research because I ain't gonna sit up and watch nobody live, but that's what the people said. Yes. Raindrops, breaking news. Allegedly, they're saying Sweet Tea has rehearsed reads. Yes. I'm gonna say this to you. And listen, I love Sweet Tea. I love all the girls. But I'm very honest. I knew Sweet Tea was not telling the truth about buying Chanel Cheerios and Fendi Frosted Flake bags because every time she yells, I believe she's pissed because it's not her truth. And you did tell me that. Here she goes. No, I didn't. And I said, Sweet Tea, you're way too calm. And somebody.
Okay, so you heard it there where they talk about Buffy and Mariah allegedly are feeding Sweet Tea reads. You know, Sweet Tea is the one who called Dr. Heavenly the dentist and Dentist the Menace. As you can see in this visual, in this still shot, Dr. Heavenly got a t-shirt made, Dentist the Menace. She is not convinced that Sweet Tea came up with that on her own. She actually said this sounds like something Mariah would say because it's clever. And Mariah is very clever and creative. So she's convinced that Mariah has given such reads to Sweet Tea. Now, on Buffy's channel on YouTube, it's called Auntie Buffy. She and Mariah, they have been reviewing the reunion. What's interesting is that they have not, as far as I know, they have not been reviewing season 10 from episode 1, but they've come in on the reunion portion of it and they do it together. I love Mariah. I respect her creativity and her brainchild of Married to Medicine is such a unique idea for a reality TV show. And Buffy was only on the show for 1 year. It's a little unusual to see someone who only does one season. They continue to periodically do interviews about their one season experience. I'm not saying her experience is invalid. It's valid to her, but it's just not usual that you see someone who's like one and done and they continue to talk about that one season. And so she recently interviewed with Oliver Twixt a few weeks ago. I remember like a couple years ago, or a few years ago, she interviewed with like Tasha K. And I was like, what in the world? And so like she's definitely cool with the blogger All About the Tea. And I'm just like, okay. So, but they're reviewing the reunion. Some people think that Buffy and Mariah might be behind the resurfacing of the Dr. Jackie clip. Some of you have some very interesting theories on that. Some of you think that it's Dr. Simone who resurfaced the clip. Some people think that Dr. Simone has like a deep-rooted anger at Dr. Jackie that she does not let surface because Dr. Jackie gets all her accolades as being this well-respected doctor. And even Buffy and Mariah, when they reviewed part 1 of the reunion, they said that Dr. Simone gets treated like she's the PA, you know, the physician assistant. And they said like she could have that anger towards her. So I don't know if it's, them putting out that narrative or what, but it's definitely something to think about. And Dr. Simone, she loves to yell and she seems to have so much anger within. It makes sense. It's definitely feasible. But anyway, in addition to saying that Buffy and Mariah have been writing Sweet Tea's reads for her, they were also talking about, according to Dr. Heavenly, Sweet Tea actually told her while she was grocery shopping that there was an African man outside of the grocery store selling like the faux bags, like fake Chanel and other fake lines, and she wanted to get some. So, like, that's embarrassing. It is quite detailed, and I just don't know if Dr. Heavenly would make that up. I mean, you're at the grocery store, you call Dr. Heavenly. It's an African it's an African man standing outside of the grocery store selling these bags. So I don't live in Georgia. I live in the north. I don't know if anyone lives down in Georgia. Is that a thing where some people who sell the faux bags, do they get to sell outside of the grocery store? So now that's the only part that I would say maybe Dr. Heavenly did make this up, because wouldn't that be soliciting? I mean, I know at Christmas time you see the volunteers from the Salvation Army, and when it's Girl Scout cookie time, you see the Girl Scouts and their moms outside the grocery store. But an African selling faux bags, I don't know. But y'all let me know in the comments. Then these two, Carlos and Dr. Heavenly, they started talking about relationships and cheating, and then they're even going to connect it to reality TV. So these two give their opinions for them if they were in a romantic relationship, which we know Dr. Heavenly is married, we know Carlos is seeing someone. They talk about if cheating is a deal breaker for them.
For sure, his Aiden is a cheater. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it alone. We know that she said that herself. Yeah, no, she said it on the show. She didn't say it to you. The Aiden is a cheater. I didn't ask her if Aiden. But she said it publicly before, so I know that for a fact. I'm not making it up. She has said that Aiden has cheated on her, and I know the whole story, especially from Kwai. The whole story how it happened or whatever. But why everybody want my man to be a cheater? Y'all can't. If y'all had some shit on my man, trust and believe it would have been in the Jasmine brand a long time ago. Right out with his legs, you know what I'm saying? With the bitch, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, in the bitch. What I'm telling you is, Damon is such a stand-up guy that they want to find something on. But my whole thing is, even if you did, I ain't leaving. So what's your point? Who asked you that? Okay, let's not leaving. Emily, let's have a real conversation. You and I have been in long relationships. If you ever found out Damon cheated on you, would you leave him? No, for what? My man worked real good. Y'all been saying I'm jealous of Toy, but for what? My man is ER. He's family medicine. He's emergency medicine. He does interventional pain, and he's boarded in addiction medicine. So he can get a job. He works in his own practice with his own. Why would I be jealous? If I wanted to lay my funky ass down, I could. And I got a house that's paid for. Why would I be jealous? If I wanted to get up and go, that's not my life. I went to school a very long time. I love what I do. I'm not knocking Toya. Please do what you want to do. If y'all make that happy, y'all happy. But why would I be jealous when I can do that? You think that Damon's the type of man that if I said I wouldn't want to work, that he would say, nah, bitch, you get your ass up and go to work. That ain't in him. He's a man's man. He loves being the provider of our family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's just that type of dude. That ain't no. I love my man, y'all. I just love him. And if he did cheat, I wouldn't leave him know it. But I honestly don't think my man cheats. I really don't. Well, I can't think when we was in school. Now I can't speak that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that so then either. I never caught him. I just don't listen. I don't think cheating is a deal breaker listen. And y'all can disagree with me. That's fine. If you stole money from me, oh baby, you got to go. The deal breaker for me isn't cheating. It's stealing. Don't steal from me. If you disrespect me and you come with me with another bitch like y'all do on Love and Marriage Country with Martell and the girl, that they did that. Now I got to go. Now I understand that. I got to go. If you bring another bitch to me and get her pregnant, I gotta go. I gotta go. You disrespect me to the umpteen, and then you brought the other girl on and you said some negative things to me while the other girl was dead. I couldn't take the disrespect. I couldn't take. But if a man cheated and he said, "Oh, you know what? never did because I ain't never called. But if he said, you know what, I made a mistake and I did this, not a mistake because it ain't a mistake, it's a choice. But if he did and he said, I'm sorry, I can't, why would I leave? That's dumb. You know what we got together? I got 3 freaking kids, all our shit together. All my houses, all my cars. Why would I? That would be. So the next, what I'm going to do? I've seen too many people get divorced, some public and not public. I see that you go down through your stuff and they still be in love with the man and then they be bitter when somebody else comes on. Why would I? I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's what I respected about Dr. Jackie. I was like, Dr. Jackie, don't listen to fluff. Do what you want to do. No matter what, do what you want to do, and I respect it. You got to respect it.
No, I respect it.
And the lady on here, Janine, she said cheating is a deal breaker for me. I think it's so disrespectful. I think it's a disrespectful way to cheat.
The thing is this: everybody's relationship should be what works for them, and that I don't impose my belief on other people's relationships.
Right.
Yeah, so cheating, if that's a deal breaker for you, that's great. It's not for everybody though. I don't think people should be influenced to leave somebody. That's all I'm saying.
But you know what? A lot of times, since we having a real conversation, a lot of times when women leave a man because he's cheated, it's not just because he's cheated. He's not giving the woman what she needs in another way. You understand? Like if you got a great relationship and the man loves you, y'all know y'all connecting on a spiritual level, right? And something happens, then you're more likely to forgive than a man that ain't working, a man that's disrespecting you all the time, cussing you out, coming home, they laying on the couch and you went to work. That's other stuff that you probably can't. I'd rather my man cheat than lay on the couch and not go to work. That's just me. I'm a you know what I'm saying? A city girl for life. But the bottom line is my man ain't cheated, ain't never been no documentation. Y'all man have cheated. So let's leave it alone. Is that haterade or what? I got a good man, Savannah. And I ain't So, no, because I'm boisterous about it. I really should shut up, really.
No, we appreciate the fact that Dr. Damon, when he checked Dr. G and impressed him, when Dr. G was like, I know, and he said, no, you think I'm cheating? I know.
Okay, so they gave their take on relationships, romantic relationships, and cheating. So Dr. Heavenly said that she would not leave her husband. And she really related to, you can tell in her mind, she looks at it like she's going to weigh the pros and the cons. What are the great things about her husband and him cheating, making this mistake? Does it outweigh all the pros? And she says she has a good man. He works hard. He's highly skilled. He's a great doctor. He provides for the family. I don't have to work. I love what I do, which is why I work. And we shared 3 kids together. Then she even, in a very subtle way, she talked about how their finances are tied up. She said, I live in a house that's paid for. So she's thinking if they were to divorce, they would have to sell that house, split the proceeds, then she would have to move, and then she's thinking about it like that, like all their properties are tied together, other assets, liquid cash, they're probably both names on the accounts. So she's also thinking from a business perspective where she doesn't see that it's very profitable to divorce him as well. Now, for Carlos, what I found to be interesting was he said cheating is not a deal breaker for him either, but if you steal from him, it's over. Carlos, who are you dating? What in the power or black mafia family is going on? Who are you dating to where your deal breaker is if you steal from me? That's interesting. Like my deal breakers are cheating. You're not going to try and be physically abusive towards me or any type of abuse. And I wouldn't deal with a bunch of baby mamas, anything like that. I'm just not going to fool with. No, thank you. But he said, if you steal money from me, it's over. That is so interesting. But, do you? So then they talk about reality TV and possibly harming relationships. And I also want to say, like, when I was in my 20s, and I was very religious, like indoctrinated and people pleaser, still wanting to like make my parents happy and be a good girl and be a good Christian young woman. Then I said things like, oh, when I get married, if my husband cheated, I would forgive him, because especially if we had kids together. But now I have a totally different mindset. Like, you're not going to disrespect me. I'm not going to stay in the marriage and then I'm not fully trusting you. And then, now my money that I contribute towards the household, a portion of that may go towards the side baby. Absolutely not. So, as you grow and change, you do develop different opinions. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into them talking about relationships and reality TV.
Apollo come out looking great. Ray Alexander says Apollo is stupefied. Do you think without being on Housewives, will Apollo and Phaedra still be married? They still got it. He's the best looking husband on Bravo. Okay. Do you think? Look, one thing I will say, and Heather, I would love to get your opinion. When a woman who may be a housewife or not a household name, the moment she gets on reality TV, especially the Housewives universe, oftentimes the husband doesn't like the attention the wife is getting. And it causes destruction in the relationship, because what used to be traditional is not traditional anymore. Where she's busy, she has a life, she does other things. I think, so when people say, does reality TV ruin marriages? What I think the question should be that I want to pose to you, do you think it's hard for a man to watch his wife succeed as a famous person without him, because he sometimes look like, well, why do you need me? I think that, and I mean, the perfect example is Sweet Tea. I hate to go there, but I think a lot of times people call reality TV, if it's a new relationship, I think that they don't care about the relationship. They just got married to be on TV. If it's an older relationship and women get on reality TV and they've been the submissive wife and the husband been making all the money, I think a lot of times they make it on reality TV to leave their husband, to boss up on him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that it can be if you don't have a good foundation, but if you just married the person or married them on TV, I mean, that just goes with I mean, if you look at the Housewives, and I'm not, shading anybody, but Portia, she got married on the Housewives, she got a divorce on the Housewives, the first husband. The second husband, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing played out on, social media, Housewives, whatever. But even like Cynthia Bailey, she married Peter on the show, right? She got divorced on the show. So my whole thing is those new marriages, to me, if you really cared about that relationship, I don't think you would bring it to reality TV. I wouldn't. You see what I'm saying? It would have to be something solid. Because even the solid relationships are shaken. I do. All right, I know you gotta go.
So I thought that was like a very good quote to definitely include in this commentary. Dr. Heavenly, she's been on reality TV for 9 consecutive years. She joined Married to Medicine season 2. If you go back and you watch season 1, the episode where Mariah and Toya fought in the Caucasian doctor and his wife, their house, at their pool area, you see Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon. They were invited to the birthday party. They're there. But anyway, as far as her being cast, she's been on reality TV since season 2. They just wrapped up season 10. 9 consecutive years. So she said, for people who just get married, if you have the nerve to join a reality TV, it comes off like you want to just be on TV. So that's obviously a judgment on Sweet Tea. And then she says, for existing couples, they should have a really strong foundation before joining reality TV, because even the strongest couples, reality TV affects them. So that was her very indirect way of saying reality TV has even, played its role on her marriage. Although it seems like she and Dr. Damon have a very respectful, solid foundation. They've been married, like their kids now are in their 20s. So they have to have been married now for like 25 years, I'm guessing. So that's a long time. I think that's a blessing. That's admirable. And, you know, they've been on reality TV for 9 years and they're still together. But definitely, I would have to agree. She mentioned Cynthia Bailey. We saw her season 3 join the show, get married. Her mom and sister did not want her to. They were going to lie to her and say that they forgot to grab the marriage license. And they got divorced, her and Peter. She married Mike Hill, and they got divorced. So it just seems like it's not really for married couples that are fresh in to join reality TV. It takes a very strong couple to be able to make it. Or it could be a matter of you're putting up with disrespect year after year after year, and you're on reality TV. Just look at Rashida and Kirk from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, in my opinion. But I definitely thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the topics, the relationship topics, and the interesting things that they said about Sweet Tea and Buffy and Mariah. And Carlos came clean about striking channels. We already knew what time it was, but I feel like he manned up because of what's happening with Maurice. And I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I will talk with you all soon. We survived Monday. Monday was a long work day for me today. And tomorrow it will be a terrific Tuesday. I will be sure to say my affirmations. It's going to be great. I'll talk with you all soon. Bye.